Hi guys, it's Belle here and it is Monday, which means one thing on this channel. It is MargareteMiller Monday. And yes, it is Christmas Eve for those of us out there who celebrate Christmas. And I can't believe it. It's the last set of prompts. As of filming this, I still haven't seen new prompts out, so I really don't know if there's going to be any more. As I said, if there isn't, I'm going to go back and do years one prompts. This has been my favourite year so far, guys, for doing prompts. Don't know why. I think this has just been a good year for me crafting in general. I've really enjoyed myself. So let's get on with our last index card of 2024. Oh, I feel sad. Now, I was going to do a really overtly Christmas themed one because it's Christmas. But actually, this isn't going to be that. So it's still going to have a winter feel because, as I said, they're all going to have that festive feel because I've just really enjoyed doing that. So that's probably something I'll continue on to next year. Yes, here we go. This is it. Final, it goes away. But prompts, something you can hang. So I've got an idea for that. Colour that reminds you of winter. A repeating pattern, something placed sideways. I'm going to be a little bit really pushing that to its kind of basic idea, but you know, it's the final one. Paint or watercolor and something sticky for the bonus prompt. Let's get started. So I found this in my stash, and this covers the color that reminds you of winter. It also makes me think of watercolor because it's so muted, and it's blues and greens and woods. It gives me winter feels. This was from, let me get it out so I can show you. I'm trying to see. It's from one of these kind of books. I can't find the exact one, but it's like these, the die cuts for card books. I don't want to look too much in that one because then I'll want to use something in there. And we're just going to use these because I think the one that this came from is all pinks and blues, which are colours I don't normally work with. So I decided let's use some of that up. I want some of this fence and I want some of the trees. So we are going to cut this down. Oh, yes. We'll cut off some of the tops of the trees, but that's okay. Can't believe it's the final one. And I'm pre-filming quite a few videos because it is the festive season and we already have both my boys home, and then my daughter and her partner will be coming for Christmas. And it's 3, isn't it? Did I say it was 3? Yeah, it is. And then obviously we've also got, well, not obviously, but we've also got my in-laws here as well for part of the festivities. So it's very busy and I do not want to be filming on Christmas Eve. Definitely not on Christmas Day. I mean, that's not going to happen anyway. Nor on Boxing Day, because that is a big thing in our house, Boxing Day. That's normally when my in-laws come to us and we just spend a whole day just really having a lot of fun. So I'm not going to trim that. I'm just going to trim this edge piece off. So I'm pre-filming a lot of videos for next week so that I can keep up with them, but also that it's not interfering with the festivities. Saying that, we've just celebrated Yule and we had a wonderful Yule. It was just a really good day. It always is. It's always a really, really good day. So that was really nice. We just did off what we normally do, some of our traditions. We went for a beautiful woodland walk. Got to go to the woods. I think that's what's inspired this card, actually. It's really inspired me with the idea of Yule and going out to the woods. And I will be adding a squirrel onto this card because when we went to the woods, we saw this squirrel. Someone must have left some food for the birds and that, but it was on the ground, and there was this squirrel just having a great time there, eating some of the treats. And so we got really close to it actually, and took some photos and things like that. And then as we carried on walking, we'd walked a little bit further, and then we're pretty sure it's the same squirrel that followed us, and we videoed it actually running towards us, like we could call it. It obviously gets, I don't know, it's quite tame. It got fed quite a lot from other people, I don't know, but it was really sweet actually. And I saw a rainbow in the sky, and everyone was like, you can't see the rainbow. And I showed them the photo because I'd walked a little bit on in the woods. I'd looked up, there was this rainbow. But the thing is, it was a beautiful winter day. It reminds me of this. It was like today is, absolutely clear blue skies, but it's that icy blue out there, and it is bitter. I mean, we don't get snow where I live, really, very, very rarely at all. But it feels like snow weather, like the ice in the air. And it was that yesterday. So we had these clear blue skies, but then there was this rainbow, and it hadn't even been raining. And so, yeah, everyone was like, oh, you can't see the rainbow because it wasn't raining. There was this beautiful rainbow, and I showed them through my camera, and actually it showed up better on my camera than it did actually in the sky. And that was really beautiful to see on Yule, actually. It was really lovely. Okay, so we've got this. And then I've got all these different things. We've just got lots of bits. So we are going to add a squirrel, because I can't have this and not have a squirrel on there somewhere. We're going to do that. I also have some leaves. You know, it's Yule. And I'm thinking, I mean, is that sideways? It says place something sideways. I don't really know what it means by that. I mean, that's going down the side. So that's kind of loosely pushing the idea of sideways too. I've got a little poinsettia that I want to bring in. I want there to be some like flowers and things here. So I've got all these leaves. That I just kind of want to add in random places. And again, they're in all those kind of colours. There's whites and blues and like greens and things. So yeah, I want to add those. I think I want to add those now for the main reason being that I don't know if it's too much up there or whether I like it more like this. I think I like it more like that. I feel like this is too much. Maybe that could go somewhere else. We will see. But I want to add these. The reason being that then we're going to add stuff on top. So let's just tick these off as we're doing them. It's a colour that reminds you of winter. And that's it so far. That's really great. I do want to bring in some snowflakes. Let's do the snowflakes now, because so this is why I'm really pushing the idea of something sideways, because normally, and this is THS 151 Tim Holtz and Stampers Anonymous, normally you would, you know, it is this way, but we're going to turn it. That's going to be, and this is also going to be my repeating pattern. So I have my opaque matte medium distress texture paste. There's the number if you haven't seen it before, and we're going to use some of this because this is my repeating pattern, and also this is going to work as my something sticky because the paste is sticky. Is that pushing it again? Possibly, but it's what I want to do, and I don't want it all over. I need to think about this actually. I really need to think about it, because I need to, well, if I do it thinner, it will go on as a texture, but also it won't interfere too much. I could use double-sided foam tape. I could use that if I need to put something on and it gets in the way. So yeah, we just want a bit of a repeating pattern of the snowflakes. and I said I wasn't going to do it all over, and then I've done it over here. It's these. Once I start with texture paste, I really find it difficult to stop. So we'll leave a little bit of room in the middle. Okay, I don't want it too thick, so I do want it on there, but not too thick. Make sure the edges are done. Okay. Right. I had to open a new pot. Firstly, because I can't find my other pot, but I know that pot, the other pot was nearly empty, which is why I bought a new pot. So that is, now because this had some tea dye on it, or yeah, tea dye through the other side, it has given it this kind of, well, slightly tea dyed look. I don't mind. I feel like that goes with the vintage a little bit. Let's quickly wipe this off. This is a little bit wet, my cloth. We don't want to leave texture paste on here because I can't get it in the water just yet. So that's going to go like that, which seems like a lot, but we'll see. And then the poinsettias are still kind of going to go there. I'm going to dry this and I'll be back. Texture based actually dries quite quickly, or I find it does anyway. Normally within about 10 minutes it will dry, but I'm going to just give it a bit of a helping hand with my heat tool and then I'll be back. Okay, that dried nicely and quickly. If I should have got rid of that. Oh, I still can actually. If you haven't used texture paste before, and you're going to use your heat tool, what I would suggest is make sure you don't leave the heat tool. Make sure you're moving it, because otherwise it will bubble up. Now that's great. I use that a lot when I'm using the crypt paste to do bricks and things, to get it to bubble up. But if you're doing something like this and you really don't want it bubbling, then make sure you're moving your heat tool a lot. Okay, and we're going to bring in our watercolors now. Now I have these, they're like shimmery watercolors. They're really cheap. I think I got them from somewhere like the Works or the Range or somewhere silly like that. But we're going to bring in a few. Do I want silver? Silver and blue. I've got these like pearlescent ones, but they're quite blue pearlescent. So let's just spray and see what we want to use. Also have my water brush, and on the back of here I'm just gonna, I mean we can mix colours in here, but I'm just going to do it on here and I'm going to see if I like it or not. See, I don't know, you can't really see it, but it does. Do you see that shimmer? And that's what I'm looking for. So we've got that one, we've got a blue, we can see the blue better, but there's already a lot of blue on here, so I don't think I want the blue. I think I want a bit more of a shimmer. Yeah, we're not going to really see that, but the thing about it is we're going to put it on the snowflakes, which means, oh my gosh, I think I dropped something, which means the snowflakes are going to, now Tim Holtz does have this, which is Snowfall Grit Paste. Now this is completely translucent, so when you put it on, let me open it in case you haven't seen it. Let me try and open it. Oh my goodness, that's the only thing I find about the Grit Paste. Oh my gosh. Right, well, I'm not going to be able to open it. It looks quite white, but it has a shimmer to it. But the problem is, it is translucent. So I could have mixed some of that with, let's see if I can show you that it's shining. Can you see that shine? I could have mixed some of that with the other paste. So I could have mixed these two together if I could have got the lid off. But I didn't want to do that because it did say watercolor or paint. So I thought this is a good way to really bring in a bit of that paint effect while, what's the word? Whilst it not being too in your face. So we're bringing in the paint. It was just another way for me to do it, basically. And we're just going to bring it in lots of different places. I just want that shimmer on the snowflakes. So And those of you who've been here a while will know I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with watercolors. I would love to be able to use them, but because I really don't want to work on watercolor card, because it's basically for, I don't know, in journals and things, watercolors don't work as well on certain other mediums. And also, I'm just not very good with watercolors. Let's see, can you see the shimmer? I'm trying to see in the camera if you can see it. It is on there. You can see it a little bit. So we've brought in that on there, and I'm wondering actually if I just want it in some places on the card as well, just kind of just roughly in places, because it's such a light colour. It doesn't detract too much from the rest of it, but it will help give that kind of shimmer feel to the whole card. Do you see that? Which is this is what snow gives you, that kind of shimmer feel. So really I should have just done it all down here, shouldn't I? That's why I should have done it. But I didn't. And I think I'm going to add more snow to that bit anyway. So the whole card's just becoming one big watercolor shimmer pad. But that's okay. Like I said, it doesn't really detract from, I don't even know what colour this is. It's like a silver pearl. So that's our watercolour. So we've done that. I need to now dry that, and then we'll start with the next bit. And with just the watercolour and the texture paste, we have ticked off nearly everything else. So we've got repeating pattern, we've got the snowflakes, something placed sideways, we placed the stencil. I know that's pushing it, but it's the final card of the year. And, you know, as I say all the time, it's my card, and there are no collage, MargareteMiller collage police out there saying what we have to do. Paint and watercolour we've used, and something sticky. The texture paste is sticky. So, I mean, it's not still sticky, but it would be. So now we're going to bring in some of these. I'm just going to go around it in some walnut stain, because this is very, very light and I feel like it will disappear. So I just want it to stand out a little bit. And I want some flowers. We'll still see, where was it that we saw this? Whether I want this here or not. I mean, let's just add it. Should we add it, guys? Do I want it? No. Am I going to add it? Yes. It's here. I've pulled it out. So let's use it. Yeah. So anyway, we went to the woods. We had lovely Yule. We saw lots of things. It was very bracing and cold. It was interesting because over here in the UK, that day, the 21st, is meant to be like the busiest day of the year for like retailers and shopping in particular. It's when everyone is normally out getting all their final food for Christmas. But I'd already done that, and as I say, we celebrate Yule, and Yule this year fell on the 21st. So whilst we were in the woods, there was non-stop traffic around our way with people trying to get to the shops. And you know what always makes me sad is when you're travelling home and all of a sudden people beeping at each other angrily, and there's all this like kerfuffle, and I'm just like, I understand it, guys, but it is also the festive period, and you know, I know everyone's got busy lives and things, but I really just think if everyone's in traffic, there's no need to start getting grumpy and shouting at everyone else. That's what I feel anyway. But yeah. So that makes me sad when I hear all the beep, beep, beep. What's everyone doing? Beep, beep, beep. So, but we were at the woods and then came home. By the time we got home and everything, and we played games and the kids got their gifts. And yeah, they really loved those. This year I made them exploding boxes. When I say exploding, things didn't pop up out of them. They were boxes stacked inside each other, and you slice the edges and they open. So as you take the lid off, one opens, you take the lid off, another opens, and so on. And they had all gifts inside and things like that. So they really liked those. I haven't made one of those for them before, for Yule. So they really liked that. And yeah, we just played so many games yesterday. One of my sons had a new game, P for Pizza, which I didn't know if I was going to enjoy it, but you know what? We loved that game and it was so funny. So we played lots of our favourite games, and like I said, that one too, P for Pizza. And I know this colour's a bit dark, but the thing is, I'm thinking of using Winter Magic here, so that will pick up on that colour. So right now that colour looks a bit weird, but it won't do when I'm finished. Yeah, so we played that. That was fun. And we just played loads and loads and loads of different games. And then I made our the traditional. I make this vegetarian mince and onion massive pastry pie with, like, there's always, I cut shapes to go on top and things. So like we had the triple moon on there and stuff like that, and the boys love it. Like, my kids love it. It's the only time of year that I make this pie. We have it obviously with veg and potatoes and all that good stuff. It's like a mini Christmas dinner, but they literally look forward all year to this pie, because I just, yeah, it's the only time of year I make it. And you know what? Every year, I'm not kidding you, every year I forget how I've made it the year before. And I always tell myself, write the recipe down, write it down. I mean, I know the basics, but you know. So this year I actually wrote the recipe down as I was making it, because it was just like every year I do that. So, and yeah, they love it. They absolutely love it. I think there's nothing better, is there, than when your family are like, oh my gosh, we really love that. And that's one of our favourite things, and we can't wait, and we're excited about eating it and stuff. And it's just like a simple vegetarian mince and onion pie. Pastry pie. So, yeah, anyway, we had all that, and then we had the Yule log. Now, traditionally, when I used to have a real tree, we had 2 Yule logs, because I don't think we need this, because we would have, I would literally keep, as they used to, the part of the real tree from the year before, and then we would burn it, which is what you're meant to do with the Yule log. You're meant to have it from last year and burn it this year and that. But as we no longer have real trees, and even before we used to have real trees, I've adapted the tradition. So we have a chocolate Yule log, and as it's a festival of light and the sun, I put candles in it, and then each person makes, I want to say a wish, but it's not a wish, it's kind of a resolution, something they're hoping to achieve in the new year. And we each obviously blow out our candle, make our resolution and think about that. And then we like this, I want that on there. Then we what's the word I'm looking for? Then we eat our Yule log. And normally watch something funny, and like I said, just play lots and lots and lots of games. So it was such a good day. I mean, there's other things, but you know, when they were little, that's what I miss, when they were little, because when they were little on Yule, again, as it's the festival of light, and the sun coming back, obviously it's the longest night of the year, but once Yule is over, the days get longer, and you know, there's all that positive kind of thought about all that. I love that. But what I used to love was, what we used to do is, probably not great fun for our neighbours, but we used to have all these tiny lights all over the house, and they would run around the house. They were all off, the lights. They would run around the house and they would turn all the lights on, every light we had, which, believe me, is not something normally. I'm the kind, this is the household where if you leave a room, you turn that light out. Like, that simple. We turn every light out when we leave a room. Not for 5 seconds. If you're just walking from the living room to the kitchen, obviously not. But, you know, you don't leave any light on anywhere that you're not going to be in. I'm very particular about all that. So for them to be able to run around the house and turn every light on, and they'd be welcoming back father, son, and just having a wonderful, wonderful time. It reminds me of when we celebrated the spring one and they used to run around the garden with the bells, waking the earth and stuff. Yeah, I just, you know what, I really just miss all that. But they are they're too big for that now. Firstly, to run around my house. So I'm just getting some brads. And secondly, it's just, you know, so we light our candles and things, and we think about that and all that. I have these tiny little brads, but they're buttons. Do you see that? Little white button brads. And I just, well, they're kind of a cream. And I just thought they'd look so amazing on here as well. And wouldn't you believe it? I think I've probably got it somewhere else. I can't find my little thing that I normally stab through. But that's okay. I'm just going to do it roughly and watch my finger on the other side. So yeah, I kind of miss that. I miss them like running around the house and turning all the lights off. And normally wassailing, I make a punch, and because I've got fruit trees, you know, that was the old tradition where you would take it out to your trees, to the orchard, for a good harvest for the next year. So yeah, I kind of want to do the buttons that way, I think. So, and they're kind of sideways. The holes are sideways. Yeah, there's lots we do, but obviously as they get older, traditions change. You know, you adapt. They don't go running around the garden anymore with bells waking the earth for the spring and things like that. But we still have lots of fun on Yule. We still do lots and lots of stuff. So winter magic, it reminds me of Yule. Got all these blues, the shimmer, the snow, all that good stuff. I'm going to put our little squirrel. I might have him actually sitting on top of that. I was going to have him on the fence. I feel like this is a garden fence and we're looking over into the woods beyond. That's what I feel like. That's what we're going for, that kind of thing. So yeah, we had lots of games, ate a lot, which, you know, is all part of it. And oh my goodness, we were all exhausted, but very, very happy by the end of the day. Yeah, I look forward to Yule every year. And yeah, we just had a great celebration. Like I said, that P for Pizza game was fantastic. So I did also have this tab that came with the kit, but you know what? I don't like that tab. It's a bit boring. So we have this one that's more woodland vibes. So I'm thinking maybe I will use my whale punch thingy to cut out a tab, and we don't even have to have it that size. Thanks. Oh, dear me. That's quite cute, but we don't have to have it that size. I can actually cut it straight along there rather than the round. It's going to be a bit fiddly, but we can do it. So we've got that. But we had such a good day. And both my boys are here until after Boxing Day. Well, one of my sons is here for a lot longer than that. Do we want it in the middle? Now, the hanging down, we haven't done the hanging down. So I have like a star and a heart and things, because these are going to remind me of hanging ornaments, or even, you know, bird feeders, that kind of thing. I'm sure I had a teeny tiny heart, but can I find that teensy tiny heart? Oh, I found it. Well done me. and I was going to have them hanging down, but now I'm seeing the star. I don't know if I like the star or if I just want the hearts. So they're going to be like little ornaments. Oh no, I don't know. Oh, I do like the star. I've decided I like the star. So they're going to be like little hanging ornaments, and I'm probably going to use my needle and thread. Now these are what can have some foam tape on them. They can have some tape on the back because I think that'd be nice, them sort of sticking out a little bit. I don't know. What we can do is try it without taking the tape off and see if I like it or not. I feel like I do, but then I don't know how the thread's going to work. So we're going to do it, and we're just going to get some thread first. I do have some gold, but we've been using silver mainly. I don't think it matters bringing in some gold. What do you guys think? Even with the shimmer, I don't think that matters. And I've got it right here on my table. And actually, I found my little pad to stick. My needle was stuck in it, and so that was interesting. But we're going to cut some of this off. And I just want to hang a little bit on the star. And then we're going to put some of these. It's just nice having everyone home, isn't it? It's just... I mean, not everyone. My daughter's not here yet, but she will be soon. And she was just here for Hallmark Day, so I can't complain because, you know, she's already been home. But it's her year to spend Christmas with us because, you know what it's like if you've got kids who've got partners. They alternate Christmases. So she always, or almost always, comes to us on Boxing Day. Because that's when, as I said, my in-laws are always here. So that's her time to see them. I mean, she sees them at other times, but, you know, for the festive period. So there's that, but it's her time to actually be home on Christmas Day this year, which, can't lie, I love. Although they actually drive down on Christmas morning because they have to, because of the way things work with where they are and their pet, and spending Christmas Eve with her in-laws. It just works out that they drive down on Christmas Day, which is a bit sad, but it's not too far, so that's okay. Right, we're going to have this. Did I go around this? I don't feel like I did. Maybe I did. But I'm very excited for them to be here. Do we want the star on that side and the heart on this side, like smaller? Or do we want the star? I feel like I want the star on this side and the heart there. So that's what we're going to do. And yeah, I've got my boys here for a little while. One of my boys will be here until it's time for him to go back to university in January some point. I mean, he's home. He lives here. So during the holidays, obviously, he's home during all those. But, yeah, the other one got about a week off work so that he can come home for the festive period because, you know, festive period starts at Yule. So he came home just before Yule and he'll be here up until just after Boxing Day. There we go. They're going to hang on there like so. And just for ease today, I'm going to use tape to stick those down with. I didn't want to stitch with them today. I just wanted to stick them down. So yeah. Let's just look at where everything needs to go. I'm thinking that's straight. We're going to stick it down and hope that it's straight. Yeah, that's straight enough. Oh, it's just so cute. And then we're going to trim off the excess. I don't need all of that on there. And I've only got that tiny piece of gold thread left, which is, well, no, I've got lots of gold thread, but what I mean, like, is I've only got that little piece of gold thread left for the scrap that I'd kept for, I think it was a different marimba prompt. So we're going to have this on here. And that will also hold those down. And because of all the layers, I'm wondering if I'm going to need a clamp on there just to hold it in place while we do whatever else we're going to do. So I also had this deer, and I did really want to put the deer on here. I think that might be pushing it a little bit. And would I have a deer on that side of my... I also had a little bird. I was thinking this could be my sideways thing, because the bird could be hanging off like a bird feeder, but I didn't like that. I really didn't like it. So maybe we put the bird on here. I know the deer makes absolutely no sense, but I kind of just want to put it on the card. It doesn't make sense because this is about garden, and it looks very nice as is. Also had some of this, but it's just such a cute little deer. I mean, look at it. It's just so cute. Move it over a little bit, maybe. No, I kind of like it there. But I really like it without. Oh, gosh, what do I like, guys? What do I like? Let's just add the deer. We've got it here. And I just feel like we need to add it. What's the other thing? Something you can hang. We've just done that. Love the little deer. So we're just going to add it. It was meant to be a garden looking over into something else, but you know what? Let's be a bit unrealistic. I mean, we've got baubles hanging from the sky in a tab, so I don't think... I think realism's kind of gone a little bit now. So let's just add the baby deer. Oh, you're so cold in the cold weather. I have these extra leaves. And I don't know, it's because there's so many there, I'm wondering if I should have put some leaves across here as well. But I really like the fact we can see the wood there. We've got the extra poinsettia flower. Do I want to bring that in somewhere? I don't think I want that. We do have another heart, but I really don't think I need another heart anywhere. We do have another star. No, I am thinking about this bird. I might add the bird to here. Or is the bird too much? Is the bird too much, guys? We could have it kind of peeking out up there, couldn't we? Could have it peeking out. Because I've cut it out now, and the thing is, it won't get used otherwise. It'll just kind of hang about. Should we just put it over there? Should we hide him in the bushes? The little bird. Should we do that? But then I'm thinking it's too much. No, I like it like that. The bird's going to have to not be on there today. And I think, other than us writing on the date, which do I want to write it on, or do I want to find my, what they called? These. What are they called? Stamps. What is actually going on with me? And where are my acrylic pads? Okay, that's just random because they're supposed to be kept there. Now I have to use this giant acrylic pad. I suppose it will be fine. Do this. And we have 52. Oh, I'm so sad. I really just enjoyed this year's one. I am, because I know a lot of you had asked anyway previously, I will be doing a flip through of, do I want to do it in red? No, we'll do it in black. Do I want to do it in blue? I don't think I've got a deep, oh, I do. Hold on. I have the Arondique raised felt ink pad in denim. Let's do that. And I've just realised this is going to have to go down here because I've used foam dots, they could get in the way of the stamping, so it needs to kind of go down there instead. Let's have a look. These just don't look straight, so let's try and do them with a straight-ish. So yeah, I had some requests earlier in the year to make sure that I do a full flip through. I always do a flip through of my MargareteMillers. You can see my previous 2 years on my channel. I'm just going to stamp this off, make sure it stamps okay first. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. And it's almost the exact colour of the darker on there. Just a shade darker. So I will be doing a flip through and showing you the index box. Oh, I'm so glad I chose the blue for that. I really am glad that I chose that. So keep an eye out for that in the new year, because I don't know if I'll get that in before the end of this one, what with December and something else I want to do. So keep an eye out. You will see a full flip through of all of my index cards. Do I want it rounded? And the little box. I feel like I want it rounded on the top. Not all of it, just the top one. Yeah, that just brings it in a bit more. Let's just ink around. Oh, do you know what? I love this one. I really like it. And what a great way to finish up the final thing. Okay, so something you can hang. We've got some ornaments. As they're outside, this one could be a bird feeder or a little nest, but it's ornaments. A colour that reminds you of winter, blue or white, a repeating pattern, the snowflakes, something placed sideways. We placed the stencil sideways, and we could say we placed the buttonhole sideways. That's what we're going with. Paint or watercolour. We've got that shimmer. Me hoping that shimmer's picking up. I don't know if it is. I think it is a little bit. But we've got the shimmer of the snow for the paint, and something sticky. The texture paste was sticky. So that's what I'm going with. You guys might argue and say, oh, Belle, I question some of those. But you know what? That's what I'm choosing for my final MargareteMiller of 2024. Ooh, and can we believe it? This challenge goes so quickly, guys. It really does. And every year I enjoy it, but every year I enjoy it more and more. And this year, like last year, I loved the fact I did a lot of memory keeping. I used a lot of personal photographs and used the prompts to record special things that had happened. And this year I've done that in a more general way with the idea of the themed, like for October and autumn and bonfire night and Christmas. But I didn't do that earlier in the year as much, although I had some spring themed ones. But yeah, that's it, guys. Final one for MargareteMiller 2024. Thank you so much, all of you who've been watching me, whether it's been for the whole year, whether this is your second or third year following me doing it, whether you've just found me in the past week or two. Thank you so much, and for all your comments and support. And I will be showing you what they all look like in their index card very soon. So index card, index box. Next year I will be working on a journal, because that's what you guys asked for. But it'll be a small journal, because I really don't want to size up too much yet, because I've loved working on these index cards. Yeah, that's it for now, guys. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful December, in whichever way that you celebrate or spend time with loved ones and things. And also, I hope you're still having lots and lots of crafty fun. So until next time, guys, which will probably be in the new year, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.